We've all had those moments when we were filled with fear, but I'm going to tell you about a story of fearlessness in your morning cup of inspiration. Before I tell you about fearless faith and how it was demonstrated in the Bible, I want to tell you about a personal story I had. I think the scariest moment of my life was when I learned that Beth had to be transferred from our local hospital down to Philadelphia. And they were saying it had to happen right away. And it was like people were running around, and they took her by ambulance. And I remember I followed, and I didn't really know where I was going, what things were going to be like ahead. And in my book, I wrote, the night seemed extra dark and the road seemed extra lonely. And I was scared because I knew it was serious. I knew Beth might not have long to live. And the verse Isaiah 26:3 popped into my head, and it reads that I will keep the man in perfect peace because his mind is stayed on thee. So I just started focusing on the Lord, and that fear went away. But there's a story in the Bible of a man who was fearless, and his name was David. And most of us know the story of David and Goliath. This giant was taunting the armies of Israel, and he said, bring out any man, I'll fight anyone. And the mightiest soldiers were trembling, and Saul himself, the king, didn't know what to do. David was about 17 years old, and he was bringing some food to his brothers. And he said, who is this Philistine that taunts the God of Israel? I'll fight him. And everyone was shocked. This 17-year-old boy was going to take on this 9.5-foot giant Goliath. And we read in chapter 17 of 1 Samuel, verse 44, Goliath says, come here and I'll give your flesh to the birds of the air and the beasts of the field. And David said to the Philistine, you come against me with sword and spear and javelin, but I come against you in the name of the Lord Almighty, the God of the armies of Israel, whom you have defied. This day the Lord will hand you over to me. And we all know what happens. David had 5 stones and a sling. He used what was in his hand, and he put that stone in the sling. And it says, as the Philistine came toward him, David ran at him. He ran to the battle. He was fearless. That stone hit true, and that giant fell, and the Lord delivered the Philistines into the hands of the armies of Israel. What a fearless moment. Do you have fearless faith like that? I can't say I do, but I'm trying to get there. The God of the armies of Israel, the God of the universe, is on our side. So whatever problem you're facing today, face it with fearless faith and know that God will bring the victory. I hope that inspires you. I'll talk to you soon in another morning cup of inspiration.